Hi, Cheryl. This is a different time for me to be on. Let me cut the volume off over here. And we've got Tammy O'Kane and Kim DJ. Hey, everybody. Got New York here. Yes. Let me just state the date. Today is July 16th, 2018. And it is about 11:35 a.m. And I'm actually coming on live so that I can do some of the birthday challenge reveal blocks because I want to get overwhelmed and wait till the end of the month. So I see we've got Cincinnati. Let me pull you up on my iPad. So we've got Erica here. Hi, Erica. Got Ramona. Linda's here. June's here. Susan. Pretty cool. So I don't expect a whole lot of people. Just say my hair looks pretty. I washed my hair and then I just put it into some braids just to control it. But I went to the post office on Saturday and I have 6 packages. And so I wanted to go ahead and do those block reveals just in case it gets overwhelming and I get a lot. That way I will have them done. So I'm just going to go ahead and stand up and start with the packages in the order that I received them. Move my chair out the way. So I just put numbers on them for right now so that I can tell who block came from where. And I opened the envelopes, but if it's anything inside that needs to be open, I have not done that. So this has Natalie on it on the inside. It doesn't have anything on the outside, but it says it came from Sacramento, California. Beautiful card. She says, Dear T, thank you for sharing so many wonderful quilting ideas. I thoroughly enjoy your YouTube channel. Enclosed, you will find 5 strip pleat blocks, 11 by 11, in response to your request. I am honored to have them included in the 4 quilts you're making to donate. The larger piece of African batik is from my personal stash for you to enjoy. Best regards, Natalie. So thank you so much, Natalie. I'm going to try to keep these together so I know whose blocks are in what quilt. We'll see how that works. And so I will just put her blocks up on the wall. Give you a close-up first. So that's one. I forgot to put my cell phone on silence. So we'll be hearing notifications. So very cool. Mix batiks in with regular cottons, and I like that as well. And this is a piece of flannel, but since I'm going to be up and down on this board, I'm just going to go ahead and pin these blocks on. All right, so that's envelope number 1, as well as the piece of batik fabric she had in her stash. It's really cool. Has more of a African vibe to it for some reason. Really pretty. So thank you, Natalie, for participating in the challenge and for the birthday gift. And I see comments coming up. I'll come back to those later. I just want to get the blocks up for those that are only interested in the blocks. You all know I love to chat with you. This one is from Claudette Bettis, and she's in Anaheim, California. Let's see if there's... She says, Hi, T. Here are my blocks. Continue to service your community. Your kindness is reflected in all you do. Thanks for allowing me to participate, Claudette. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this back in the envelope so I don't lose it. And then her block is here. Whoops. Got 2 blocks. So she did hers on the diagonal. Very cool. And here's another one. Thank you so much, Claudette. Appreciate that. Next envelope is from Wanda Jackson from Louisville, Texas. And has a card as well. Says, hello T, I saw your video yesterday and was so happy at your request of sending a block to you in honor of your birthday. Being part of the Quilting Marine Secret Soul for the vets was wonderful. I think quilters really enjoy this group project to share in. All I do is charity quilts, usually making about 20 to 25 per year. Wow, that's a lot. I really have learned from your videos, especially the work to show how to reduce the size for the Secret Soul block. I've never made a crumb block, but I intend to. Trying to collect my scraps into one place. I'm not very organized. Do you ever use wool in any of your quilts? I have a whole tub of wool fabric, but since I don't do quilts for the homeless any longer, I would love to pass it on to a quilter that could use it. I hope you have a very happy birthday. Sorry, I do not have any social media contacts, text messages, or letter, or my only means of communication. This is really inconvenient, as I would love to follow on Facebook. My name and address, and then she lists that and her telephone number. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Wanda, so much. Do I use wool? I do make wool only quilts, and then I have like groups that we do a lot of wool projects. This is Wanda's block. Thank you so much for piecing it. Again, it's another one that's on the diagonal, and I'm actually going to skip a spot so that I know that this block belongs to somebody else since I don't have them labeled yet. And put Wanda's card back in here. Thank you so much for your wonderful letter. I appreciate that as well. We got Diana Nelson here. She's in Wentzville, Missouri. She's actually in my scrap quilting club. I was surprised that she mailed hers. So that was pretty cool. Hi, T. Hope these are okay. See you at Scrap Club, Diana. And then these are her blocks. I put oil on my face before I came in here, and now I'm sweating. So she made a string block. And she also made one crumb block. Very nice, Diana. So we'll skip. And this is envelope number 5. And then I've got 6 today. This one is from Brooke Miller in Land O'Lakes, Florida. And her note is, hi team, my name is Brooke. It was my pleasure to participate in this challenge and have an opportunity to share my love for quilting. I look forward to seeing more of your videos in the future. Happy birthday and quilt like a rock star. Thank you, Brooke. And then beautiful coloring. I love the coloring because it's so different from what I would normally piece. I love pastels. I just don't seem to have a whole lot of it in my stash. And I know these look a little crazy up on the board, but I'm trying to make sure I organize them and put them back in the appropriate envelope. Now this is Brooks. This goes in here. One more and then I'll go through the checks. This one is from, it's Warren. It just says Warren and it's got Chicago, Illinois. So let's see if something's on the inside. Ooh, nice. Handmade card. And it says, happy birthday. Thank you, T, for allowing me to contribute to the charity quilt. It is an honor. I hope you like them. Sincerely, Eddie Warren. And she's got her email address. And she sent multiple blocks. So we've got a string quilt. And she did use a foundation on the back. And that's okay as well. She's got a string kind of crumb block. It's a mix of the two. Another string quilt. And another one. So pretty cool. I will start a new row with hers. And I just noticed that she's got them in color. So we've got a yellow block, a red block, a green, and more of a purple block. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sit down since I've got everything up, and then I will go through the chat. It looks like we've got 15 blocks so far, and it just depends on how many of each style I get. I plan to make blocks or quilts with the crumb blocks in them, and then quilts with the string blocks in them. And then if I have enough where they're straight or diagonal, I may split those up as well, but we'll see. Let me go back through the chat. Got Penny here. And Claudette's here. Did you see your block, Claudette? We got Letitia here. Hello, team. My blocks are on the way. Thank you so much. Tammy is here. Say, love the diagonal look. Cheryl says, so bright and pretty. Pamela is here. She says, hi, Penny. I'm from... You tell me Simra also. And then Kim says, can you show the back of Brooks' block, the pastel? Is it foundation piece? No, it isn't. She, it looked like she had a block that started out kind of like a two-piece log cabin center, and then she went around the block. And then added a frame to get it to the appropriate size. But on the back, there isn't any foundation. And then... and Kim DJ says, why do people place strings on foundations? If I'm doing straight up and down strings, I don't tend to use a foundation. But if you're doing anything on a diagonal, sometimes the diagonal lets you know where to stop, because it's not like you're piecing all your strips right in a row. They start to get smaller as you go down, and you kind of need to know where your approximate square is. So that's why people will put them on a foundation. Now, I have a string piecing video that shows you how to piece on foundation without stitching every line, and I'm not sure which one it is, but I have a whole playlist of just strings and crumb quilts, so go look for that, because I don't want to pull off all the paper. If I'm using a paper foundation, you have to pull all of that out, so I prefer not to sew on every line as I'm piecing. And then she was just asking, is it because of having biased edges? No, not really. It's just to give you approximate size of square that you're looking for. June says she loves everyone's block. And Claudette says, yes, she did see her block. And thank you so much. I think you're the only one on that has sent theirs so far. So thank you so much, Claudette. Kathleen says, mine are in the mail. Cheers from Las Vegas. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay. So, yes. So, that's it for this video. I don't know if you all... I just was trying to come on like sometime around lunchtime for the East Coast, as well as the central part of Missouri. I mean, the central part of the U.S. So that's why I came on at this time. But I don't have anything else to do. I just didn't want to have, like, you know, I know you all what you did to the Quilting Marine. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't wait till the end of the month like I normally post on the last Friday of the month what's in my post office box. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't wait because I felt like if 6 came in less than a week, I needed to go ahead and get those posted. So I am going to, I saw another comment come up. Let's make sure. She says, hi T, love your blocks. This is the Teaquilts Squads blocks. They're not all mine. I'm just putting them up as they come in. And Penny says, how big are you making your quilts? I'm trying to make my quilts twin size. So I need to decide if I'm just going to put block to block and make like, I'm trying to make quilts that are 70 by 90. So I could use quite a few blocks if I don't put any sashing or borders in them. So it depends on what I receive as to how I will put these quilts together, whether they'll have sashing or not. Tammy says, these quilts are going to be so full of color. Yes, and I like that. And that's why I wanted everybody to just use what they had. I love very colorful quilts. I think they're very cheerful. And it's a great fabric history. It's something that can't be reproduced as well. Letitia says, T, will you also take backing? Sure, I will take backing. I'll take anything you send. If I don't receive any backing, I'm just going to use all of my fabric stash that I no longer am in love with per se. I'll just make yardage from it. And I have video on how I do that as well. But I would love to have backings because then it would just save me time on piecing the smaller pieces in my stash. Because I'm trying not to spend any money other than like my batting. I'll buy a roll of batting, I guess, and then I'll use that. And Claudette says, will you be... And Letitia says, and if yes, what size? Like I said, I'm making twin size quilts, so they'll be 70 by 90. So probably need about, if it's a quilt backing, probably like 2.5 yards, I'd say would be sufficient. And Claudette says, will you be quilting them all by yourself? At this point, it depends on how overwhelming it gets. If I get 400 blocks, then I may have to get some friends or try to see if I can get some help with that. But if I'm not putting any sashing in them, if I'm doing a 70 by 90 quilt, that could be 63 blocks in one quilt if I don't put any sashing. So I can handle it if it's like 4 or 5. But if it gets more than that, then I may have to do something else. Or if I decide to put sashing in and I'm using less blocks, then I may have to do something else. Got Audrey Daigle just popped in. Hi, Audrey. So, yes. So, that's what I'm planning. I haven't done any planning yet because I was trying to see what styles I got. And I'm just going to go from there. I'm just going to sort the blocks out as I receive them. I'm going to put the names on them as I put them up. And then once I see what I got of each style, that'll tell me what I'm going to do with the blocks. So I really don't have a true plan. Hey, Patty. Happy Monday. So, yes. So that's the plan right now, trying to get at least 4 twin size quilts for next year's donation. I already have quilts that I'm donating this year. I just need to put the binding on them. I was actually working on those quilts when my brother got sick, and so then I haven't quilted. I have not pieced anything until I made the pineapple block on Saturday. I got up at Saturday morning about 2 a.m. and started making that video. I think I saw Kim asked, what is the deadline? I had fun. May make more if time allows. Oh, Kim, was your blocks in this batch? Did I miss your name as being live? Let me see. Okay. Maybe not. They're probably coming. Okay. And the deadline, I put August 11th because I was trying to just do a month. Okay. So Kim says she just mailed them today. I just wanted to make sure. And I put August 11th just so that it was a month because I didn't want to do a whole open-ended thing. And what I plan to do is to take these when I go to the retreat in September, and then I will piece them at our retreat that we're having in September in Hamilton, Missouri. So that's the plan. Penny is asking, who do you donate to? I don't know the name of the shelter. I just know that my guild, where we meet, is a church, is a Lutheran church, and they sold their old church building to a women's shelter, and so they're rehabbing that entire shelter, and they have no bedding. And so since we were affiliated with the church, they asked us if we would make at least 24 twin size bed quilts for them. And so my guild is kind of working on that, and that's where I have my quilts to donate for this year. But in addition to that, I thought if you've got 24 beds, then maybe I need to make more quilts for them, because what if something happens and you need to change the bedding, or if it's wash day, they could always use more than 24 quilts. I think they were just asking for what they need. And so I'm just trying to make sure that they have some extra. And the next time I come, we meet with our guild this Thursday. And I'm not sure if the organization has chosen a name yet, but I will most definitely try to get the name of that organization and the actual street address for you, so you'll have that as well. So I think that's it for the comments. Plus, when people leave the shelter, maybe they can take their quilt. And I don't know if that's what the shelter is going to do, because unless my guild will commit to continuously donating to them to do that. But that would be a great idea. I'm not sure, once I donate it to the shelter, it's up to their discretion what they do with it. And if that's what they want to do, I'm okay with that as well, because I love people leaving with a quilt. So yeah. Got Leslie here from the UK. Love your channel. Thank you, Leslie. We are almost finished. If you just came on, these are blocks that just came from the birthday challenge that I posted earlier. And I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of people here, but I didn't want to do a video where I had to do some editing. So that's why I decided to come on at lunchtime. And I may just do this during the lunch hour, maybe once or twice a week, depending upon how many blocks I receive. So we'll see. And maybe I might do it Wednesday night. We'll see if I get more blocks today through Wednesday. If I get a lot of blocks, then I'll show the blocks on Wednesday as well. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I haven't seen any more comments. And I want to thank you all for popping in here today. I know this is my off time, but I was hoping that I would catch some people that couldn't come on in the evenings. So see you all next time. And bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.